All right, you know who it is, and you know what I do. It's your boy Mac with SoundSavvy.com, and I'm here today with the beautifully talented, the Electric Lady, Miss Janelle Monae. How you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How
Good.
are you?
I'm great. I'm great. It's good to have you here in the Queen City of Charlotte.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. So we're going to talk about your new album, The Electric Lady. Now, between the Arch Android, which was your debut album, a very, highly touted as a classic album. I definitely think so myself.
Thank you.
It was a really eclectic album in terms of sound. Like, you had a lot of different sounds and genres, like funk, kind of R&B. So what can fans expect sonically from The Electric Lady?
Sure. Well, I think that I have a root of soul and R&B, and what I wanted to do with the Electric Lady, one, I did not want to recreate, the Arcandroid or any of my work. I find that to be kind of boring and repetitive and just not honest. And so, with the Electric Lady, I wanted to be exploratory in R&B, and I wanted to really do something that showcased the diversity of our music. And so I have a song I like, Dance Apocalyptic, who was really inspired by Bo Diddley, who was like this great American musical hero. He inspired Elvis, he inspired the Rolling Stones, and this was a black man. This was the beginning almost of rhythm and blues and something cool going on. And so for classical music too, in Africa was created the piano. It's just the sideways harp, and they added different strings and what have you. And so I think that what I've always wanted to do was fight against the marginalization of R&B music and soul music, and get rid of this notion that everything needs to be in categories, because I think that you can have so much fun and show so many different sides of a particular genre, and all these genres are somehow cousins with each other. You know what I mean? And just be unafraid to try and explore, and I just like great music. That's really what
And I think that's what we all love. And it's funny you mentioned that, how you can showcase different sides, because I think you do that very well, especially through your storytelling. And with your albums, you've kept the... I'm sorry?
Sorry.
You've kept the Metropolis saga kind of going. So conceptually, with the Electric Lady, where do we find ourselves in the Metropolis saga?
The Metropolis saga, well, we did Metropolis, Suite 1 for the Chase, then we did the Arcandroid, Suites 2 and 3, and now we're on the Electric Lady, Suites 4 and 5. The Electric Lady was really inspired by my paintings. And I was singing and painting at the same time as I was out on tour, and I didn't quite understand why I was creating this female silhouette over and over again each night. That's what I was painting. And so I ended up naming the series The Electric Lady, because I had a hard time, though, because no words were really coming to me. I knew during that time, this series is something like, you cannot marginalize this woman, whoever she is. And so what came to my spirit were those words, The Electric Lady. And then I started to think about a world where we have more electric ladies, this new breed, this new 21st century woman. And then I started asking myself, well, what does the Electric Lady think about love? What does she think about politics? What does she think about religion? What does she think about sexuality? What does she think about all these things? And that helped me write the album. And then, as I started to write, I started to think about Cindy, who helps me write a lot. And she and I share DNA, and she comes to me in my dreams. Absolutely. And so, as I was asking myself those questions, I realized that you guys didn't really know why she was going to be disassembled in the first Metropolis, the first suite. And so all these things that I've named, these topics, from her speaking about sexuality to religion openly as an android, that is the reason why they want her disassembled. Because she's not supposed to love. So this is a prequel, if you will, of her love. It's a love story between a human and an android who is just not quite like every other android. She is rebellious in the sense of she does not like to be oppressed. And she wants to love freely, and she wants to feel these things. And so this is the prequel. This takes you back to why she is going to be disassembled.
Nice. So we'll get some backstory on Cindy Mayweather. That's good. Okay, so let's talk about the singles from the album. You've got the new women's empowerment anthem, which it has become Queen.
Thank you.
With Erykah Badu. It's a beautiful collaboration. What was it like working with her? And in terms of women's empowerment, what do you want women to take away from that song and from you as an icon?
I want people to take away that women should collaborate more often. I think that, we are so many wonderful things. I mean, we have the gift of being compassionate, the gift of being strong, the gift of being very smart, the gift of just being in tune with our emotions and being unafraid, to be sensitive, and all those different things. And so I think when you get two women together who are strong-minded, I think what that says is that, okay, we can work together. We're not all about fighting, and that's what we wanted to prove with this song. We wanted to have a female empowerment song, to have two strong queens coming together. Erykah Badu is just
It's
one
phenomenal.
of my greatest friends. She's just so solid, you know, and she's an incredible artist as well. And we also wanted to draw those parallels between women and the gay and lesbian community, all of these people who are marginalized day after day and discriminated against, to the oppressed, from whether it's the excommunicated or the untouchables or the immigrant. And so we wanted to have like an anthem for the underdog. Gotcha. So that's what Queen represents, is an anthem from anybody that has ever felt like, you know, discriminated against and judged and, you know, misinterpreted.
Gotcha. And with the response it's gotten, I definitely think you've achieved that.
Thank you.
As far as other collaborations on that album, you are working with Prince. I found that out this week. How is that
Prince
working?
is
I know he's huge to you, so how is that working?
Yeah, it's a dream. I still can't believe it. I'm like pinching myself daily. Like, okay, and you know, he doesn't get on people's albums. Gotcha. And for him to trust me enough to allow me to produce him was an even bigger dream of mine, to produce Prince on the Electric Lady.
Gotcha. Awesome. So just to wrap up, you know, with this album and with you as a whole, you know, looking back, you know, 20 or 30 years from now, when you look back on your career, what do you want your legacy and the legacy of this album to be?
I want people to know that, you know, I was brave, you know, and that I'm constantly evolving, and that I'm constantly standing up for those who don't often get the opportunity to speak for themselves, and whether that be women, whether that be you know, the community that people consider to be queer, which, you know, is, you know, you still can't even get married. Right. I think that's horrible. And, you know, that just so many parallels to segregation and black people. And at the end of the day, there's so many things that keep us connected, but we allow religion and sexuality and gender and all these different things to get in the way of us realizing that we have so much in common and that we need to be there for each other. We need to show compassion. And so I just want people to know that I feel like my job is not just to create music, but it's to bring awareness as well.
Very good, good. So the album's in stores September 10th.
September 10th.
All right.
You can pre-order right now on iTunes. You can pre-order on Target. I'm doing something really cool with Target where I have a deluxe edition, and it'll be a double LP, double disc album, and feature that particular deluxe edition features CeeLo Green, as well as Big Boy from Outkast.
Nice.
Oh,
and
it's
good collaborations.
executive produced by Sean Puffy Combs and Big Boy from Outkast. So
nice.
It's a lot of artists, community, you know, going on.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot going on. That's really good. Well, we're glad to hear about your new album, Electric Lady. All our fans on SoundSavvy will definitely check you out. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate your
Best
support.
of luck to you.
God bless.
Thank you. You too.